train, go to the
Sorry,
next
mate.
stop.
Sorry. I'm excited. All right, it's Tiger time.
Yeah. We'll talk about the Tigers.
Tiger train don't slow down for stations, mate.
It's got to stop. It's got to stop at some point.
No, that's right.
Hopefully in the last weekend of September.
Yeah, pity the things in October.
Shit. Yeah, we'll make it to a prelim then.
That's an accurate. Yeah, it's an accurate.
Yeah,
an accurate statement. Anyway, Marsh, go
that's
on.
right. Yeah, he made me lose that train.
Nick
he lost
Jack,
the train.
That's right. That's right. So Jack, he's moving around the ground, and people said last year it was stupid playing him as a full forward.
Yeah.
Pigeonhole, and like, no, we want you to be like Nick. We know what you can do close to the goals, build the tank and get around it.
Yeah.
Because every time the ball goes to him, it's a Rewalt thing where something happens. Every time.
Yeah, he's a really talented player.
Yeah.
What he's
Good
really
on him
taken.
for signing up.
Yeah. Well, he wasn't out of contract until the end of next year.
How much longer did he sign?
He signed for another 3 years after that.
Yeah, it's a committed. So
that's 4.5 years. Yeah, and it looks like Rance will probably be a one-club player. You know, not many guys you'd think would leave after 29 unless they're chasing a premiership.
Yeah, and not impossible with Richmond.
I don't think so. I think they're really trying to build a window, and it's starting to shape up as one.
Absolutely.
Because all the backs are starting to hold up. Grimes is in fantastic form, and hopefully soon starts to get recognised for it a bit. Gloston's really
he's come
good.
along nicely.
Gloston's come along. That was his 50th game.
Yeah.
And he's just been chipping away at
Well,
it.
there you go. They say that when you're in that window, unless you're above average, 50 games is when you're booging.
Yeah.
That's when you're booging.
Yeah, and he's been in ever since he got drafted, I'm pretty sure. He's missed barely any games.
He's had a great apprenticeship.
Yeah, and he'll be able to run through the midfield a bit.
Yeah. No, he's a great player.
And you know what I'm really hoping for at the tail end of this season was that Chris Knights could come back and actually get a run of a few games and kick some goals and maybe play in a final.
When's he coming back?
He's available for selection this week. He's playing in the VFL this week.
First game back.
Yeah.
For how long?
8 weeks or something, since we played Brisbane, so a while.
Oh, there you go.
So, yeah, hopefully that'll be a lovely story.
Mm.
But we might give Professor Fractal a little tingle, just to see what he's got to say on the matter of the mighty Tigers.
Can we get an explanation of Fractal one more time?
We can try. I think we're going to give it another
That's
crack.
all we're going to get.
He's prepared something earlier, apparently.
Oh, okay. Studio, so
Fractal Footy. It's the boys from a Saint, a Demon, and a Tiger, and a Blue Boy. Yeah, good to hear from you.
How you doing, Steve-O?
G'day, Steve.
What do we got?
Yeah.
Now, I've got a question for you about Carlton.
Oh, okay. Go right ahead.
Yeah. What do you reckon that Gibbs got rubbed out for a couple of weeks
Yeah.
for a legal tackle that went too far?
And he's going to mention Buddy and...
got 1 week
Yeah,
for
yeah.
an animal act.
Like father, like son. Jack asked me that exact same thing earlier.
Yeah.
And
Sorry.
I don't know.
Don't be.
Don't be, Steve. That's my bad.
I haven't really given it that much thought because I only found out about the Buddy thing today. But I thought Gibbs deserved to in a way just because of the like immediate danger of putting someone in without having any ability to stop themselves. Whereas the Buddy thing, like, it's malicious, but there's still an opportunity to like protect.
Yeah. Well,
A little bit?
The Gibbs one was fair. It was fair, I think, because for 1 week for
The sling.
pursuant of the action,
Yeah.
and then the damage caused by it. Taking out the best player on the night off the field.
And yeah, changing the game.
Impact.
Yeah. Well, it did change the game, didn't it?
I love that bit.
Difference to the final result, I think. Whereas the Buddy one, I think that affected Edwards for the rest of the game, certainly. You know? And
I think it affected his form. Yeah.
Man, Tippett.
Tippett, that was just ugly. You know? That was
Yeah.
just stupid. That was schoolboy stuff, He should have got 2 weeks for that for sure.
Yeah.
Just for being dumb.
Outrageous. He wasn't even near the guy when he caught it. And when he hit him in the head, the ball was about 2 foot lower in his chest.
Yeah, that's it,
Yeah.
Being clumsy only gets you so far in terms of the excuse department.
That's right.
Oh, well, that's enough of the negatives.
Because the Sydney game does revolve around, buddy. And they're going to face Port this week. And Port are missing their 2 main drivers. And that's the old Richmond guy, Matty White, and Pollock, who came from Brisbane. They're the drivers across that midfield, on the outside and on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
And,
it's going to be an interesting game.
You've got 2 teams facing each other, both missing their prime movers. So I think it's going to be a very interesting game.
Who wins?
Port, I think.
Yeah.
I'd like it.
Yeah, I think so. I think there's still enough fast ones left in the team. The Sydney are not fast, I don't think. People like Goods wouldn't get a game if they were fast,
Yeah. They don't tend to have too many bad weeks in a row, though, Sydney, so it'd be interesting to see how they come out.
That's true. They do bounce back particularly well.
Yeah, because they've still got their midfield, though. Don't they?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Hanbury is in fantastic form.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. But he's probably certainly their best player against Richmond the other week.
But even he faded out in the second half. He just didn't have nearly as much of an influence on the game.
Yeah, I've watched the replay, and unfortunately that's the problem. If you're not live at the game, you don't see the sort of off-the-ball interplays that count so much. I think Martin was up against Hanbury in that third quarter.
Yeah.
And I don't know what happened, but I just didn't see it.
Maybe he just beat him to the ball.
Yeah, that's right. I think so.
Yeah.
So what have you got on the blackboard for us, Professor?
Well, I've been thinking about the idea of fractal footy, and I don't think many people know what I'm talking about, but fractals are a natural form, and now there's a mathematics to explain the real world rather than the imaginary world of Euclid and Descartes. There's no such thing in the real world as a perfect circle or a straight line.
Yeah.
Fractal math deals with that. So when we see stuff, because we're organic organisms and our brains work just like everything else in this real world, as we see things and there's fractal movement in it. You watch Rioli or Wingard, the way they move is incredible.
Yeah.
They can read it as it happens and respond and get out of incredible circumstance just by reading the reality around them. And that's what I mean by fractal. And then you take it a step further and you turn it into a team playing fractal footy. And that's what you saw when Richmond played Fremantle. In the first quarter, it was just a combination of people doing all the same things in turn.
Yeah.
The passing, the running around the guy was going to be on the mark, moving on quickly, and even slowing it down a bit. It's all, but it's a repeated pattern through it. Everybody's doing their little Rioli moment, if you like.
Yeah.
It all joins together.
So it's like the like fluidity of the team, like how well they can just react with one another.
Yeah, continually link up and know what, like you say, read what's going on around them, being their teammates. So they're just all responding in a fluid way.
Yeah.
Moving as a single entity rather than
Not fucking up and there's stopping the game or
Yeah.
going
all having
backwards.
the same mindset, the flow. That was what was beautiful about watching Port Adelaide last year. When they were hot, they were really hot. It was fantastic football.
Mm.
And Sydney have had moments of it. I prefer less the sort of the jaggedy sort of fractal movements that Hawthorn play. They're a bit stop and go, really. When they're fluid, they're nice, but they tend too much to slow it down, and then they get the muscle. No, I don't like that at all.
What sort of movement did Carlton have in terms of fractal?
Well,
chicken with its head chopped off.
this week they displayed, they're all working together. You can see that. I'd love to have a camera behind the goals all the time just to see on another screen how it all moves when
Yeah.
you can't be there live. Because that's what you miss on the TV.
Yeah.
But and I'm sure that the Carlton were doing that. They were moving as a team. But, the idea of the West Coast Eagles web that was described on Foxtel Footy this week, that was pretty good because you see a whole pattern of movement between players. They're all communicating and moving. And that's not fractal, that's organised. But when it's just by consciousness and they're all in the same mental attitude, it's just beautiful to watch.
Yeah.
I enjoy I must say, I reckon I enjoy the reverse fractal, and that be the defensive side of it.
Oh, yeah.
And because the Saints over the past couple of weeks against Melbourne and the Doggies, their tackling pressure in general is phenomenal.
Oh, that's right.
And it's never stopped. Never stopped.
Yeah.
And they knew which one was going to go to it, and they all committed.
They were ready, yeah.
They're all buying in.
Yeah, that's right. And if you sit back and watch that, what I do occasionally is just run it fast forward for a minute through something like that, and you'll see the pattern. You'll see all the different midfielders all coming in at different times, but all basically doing the same thing. It's almost like a spiral, and they finally get it out. Yeah.
I've got a bit of a clearer understanding now of what you mean by fractal footy, I think.
Yeah, I'm more with it.
So what did you have prepared for us?
Well, the big freak out this week, I suppose, is the comeuppance for Collingwood, which is going to happen tomorrow night, isn't it?
You think so?
I think so, yeah.
Isn't that's on Friday, I think, isn't it?
Oh, Friday.
They play Hawthorn, yeah?
That's going to be a comeuppance for them because they don't play enough fractal footy. They've got the backhand right, they've got the defensive together, but they lost that game last week because they just tried to play individually and they didn't play as a team, and 4 times in that last quarter they kicked it out on the full as they were moving out of the back line. It's just disastrous. They didn't have any method and they weren't playing together. So I think that's going to be their downfall
against a pretty tidy outfit too in Hawthorn.
Yeah, because the Hawthorn will just crash them. They're all young men compared to Hawthorn.
But
Giopolo is the smallest player for Hawthorn, bigger than most of the Collingwood players. Really.
And could beat up most of the Collingwood players, I would think.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But I reckon Frawley out, and that's Spanger. He's injured
Spanger out as well.
The Spanger's out as well.
He might play.
He might. Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, no
They've
Frawley
also-
though, and he's gone for a long time.
Yeah.
But they didn't have Frawley last year, though.
Yeah, that's true. But everyone's a year on.
Yeah.
I know, yeah, but I think...
The boys at Box Hill are in the waiting room, and there's lots of them.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
They're always lurking down there.
They couldn't handle the Sainers and the Zebras.
How are the Zebras going, mate?
Flying, absolutely flying. So much so, I'm thinking about going down to Victoria Park on Saturday to watch them play Collingwood.
Wow.
They're a game clear in the top 4.
I'm sorry, I'll be busy on Saturday.
Yeah, can the Tigers.
So that's it.
The Tigers.
Up the Tigers.
Well, let's just get a couple of final thoughts on the Tigers, Stevo. Maybe who do you think's your favourite player at the moment?
Oh, look, I've got some favourites. It was good that they gave Morris a rest for a week. I think he probably needed some time out.
Yep.
Because he's the guy that does the most effort of anybody in that team. He's just fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't know about keeping him in the forward all the time because when they're under pressure, he always has to go back.
Yeah.
And there might be, I think, Griff's the answer for me. Vickery played a great game, fantastic game, I thought.
Yeah.
And Jack was just, immaculate. But Griff is there too. He played some great ground ball during that game, even though he didn't actually manage to take many marks.